In addition to the changed appearance and specifications, of course the second-generation BRV also presents a new experience when in the cabin. In short, the appearance of this car has completely changed to be more elegant, and there is no resemblance to the first-generation BRV. BRV is actually a low-sport utility vehicle or LSUV. This car is marketed to compete with rivals such as the Toyota Rush, Suzuki XL7, or Mitsubishi Xpander Cross. It's no secret that LSUV is a multi-purpose vehicle that has been remade to make it look more fierce. Therefore the majority of LSUV cars still have an MPV aura. This can be seen in the first-generation BRV. In fact, there used to be an assumption that the BRV was like a Mobilio changing clothes. But now the case is different. The all-new Honda Bridge V uses a completely new base. Honda is like designing it again from scratch. Therefore the appearance of the all-new Honda Bridge V seems much fresher. Regarding the design of the all-new Honda Bridge V, we see a change towards a more luxurious and elegant direction, and the sporty impression of the old generation has been abandoned. Agree or not, the face of the all-new Honda Bridge V is more like the Odyssey than other Honda SUV products such as the CR-V or HR-V. Although not 100% the same, we see an approach that is in line with the premium MPV design, not only in terms of shape, but also in the finishing of the ornaments, namely chrome. Starting from the main grille to the doorknob, all use chrome. Besides that, chrome ornaments are also not to everyone's taste. Fortunately, the use of chrome on the exterior of this car is still a reasonable portion. Still, in terms of appearance, it appears that the all-new Honda Bridge V lights have followed the times with the use of LEDs for the DRL and headlights, while the new LED fog lights can be found in the E variant and above. Shifting to the side, the proportions of the car body look just right and quite tall from the ground. The all-new Honda Bridge V has a ground clearance of 220 mm, which means an increase of 19 mm. The overall dimensions of this car are W4490 mm by W1780 mm by H1685 mm with a wheelbase of 2700 mm. All sides of this car are stretched compared to the previous generation. That means the foot sector uses 17-inch rims as well as the non-Honda Sensing Prestige variant, while the S and E variants use smaller 16-inch rims. For a car in the BRV class, the majority of owners still drive it alone. Therefore the treats behind the steering wheel deserve a lot of attention. Starting from the entrance, although now the BRV is higher, the interior floor height is still reasonable and not too high as can be felt on the Rush. In the Prestige variant, the seats are made of leather as well as the steering wheel. When in the driver's seat, the seat position is relatively low for the size of the LSUV. Even so, the sense of commanding is still there. This can be seen from the position of the window line, which is still under the right shoulder. The driver's seat can be adjusted in 4 directions plus recline manually. Then we had hoped for a surprise when trying to adjust the position of the steering wheel. Hoping that the steering wheel of the all-new Honda Bridge V already supports telescopic settings, but it turns out it's still limited to tilt, aka up and down. This is understandable for a car in its class, even though it has been adopted by the Xpander Cross. The driver's seat of the all-new Honda Bridge V itself is quite comfortable. The dimensions are wide so that it supports the body well. Based on observations, the headrest design has been revised with a more forward-looking shape. This small change should be appreciated because the head does not look up too much when leaning back and feels relaxed while maintaining the view towards the front. The feeling of comfort when driving is now also supported by a leather handrest between the front seats. The position of the handrest on this car feels right because there are some cars whose front handrest is too low or too backward. Meanwhile, the elbow of the right hand can lean against the indentation of the door trim, which also happens to be covered with special leather for this part. The rest of the door trim is still dominated by plastic materials, and so is the dashboard. However, for the dashboard there is a little leather on the front passenger side which is combined with piano black color. Talking about features, on this side you will find digital AC and a 7-inch touchscreen head unit. Underneath there are 2 USB ports and one 12 volts power outlet, and the instrument panel design of this car is new with the addition of a TFT screen in the middle.